going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm in my favorite part in Metro Manila, which is BGC, Bonifacio Global City, right here in Taguig. And this is an area that I filmed a couple of times, and it's an area that I think it sets a really good example in terms of urbanism in city. If you guys know a little bit about me, I'm a fan of walkable cities, and this district over here literally sets the example. This is an area where a lot of foreigners choose to live when they come to the Philippines. And, they developed this right inside of Taguig, and it has like many malls, it has, nice well-paved streets, a lot of high-rise condos, office buildings, and it still keeps on developing. So, like I said, I filmed here multiple times, but I'm gonna do a little video around here, because it's one of my favorite places to be, and I'm a huge fan of urbanism, so without further ado, join me. So this is 5th Avenue. This is like what they call the mini town square. They set up with a neon light. If you come here during the Sunday, usually this area over here, they set it up like pedestrian, and then they got like a market and everything, so people, they go shopping, they walk. They do this all over through Metro Manila. Even in Makati, they do it too early in the morning. And then there's a couple of malls. This is Bonifacio High Street, which it goes all the way towards the other side until you hit Market. Now I'm gonna make it towards Forbes Park or Forbes Circle, but this is another district out here in BGC. But this is like a little big area. If you come here in the nighttime, it's actually even nicer, But even in the daytime, it's good, and in the nighttime, it's nicer because the lights lit up. People come out and enjoy their day with their family. And you can see it's very clean, and they got a lot of vegetation happening out here. So, like I say, this over here literally sets up like a really good example of how a city should be, The thing about the States, not too many cities look like this. I live in Jersey City, New Jersey, which is literally right across New York City. And lots of the cities in the northeast of the United States, they're pretty walkable, like Boston, Philadelphia, New York, even northern New Jersey. But once you go outside, it's mostly car-centric. They don't have like urban areas like this. Like even to go to your closest store, you need to drive. But over here, you can literally just live around here, then get out and walk to a store, restaurant, or just do exercise, jog, go about your day. And I think cities should be built for people, for community. It brings the community out together. You can see a perfect example of what's going on out here. Every time this area gets really better. So, and like I said in my previous video, I'm gonna be based out here in the Philippines in a long time, and I'm really considering this area for me to set foot. I'm still taking it in little by little, trying to get a feel of what it's like to be around here. I visited here 6 times before in the Philippines, but I think I might set my base out here. This over here is the Mine Museum. I've never been in the inside, but maybe one day I'll go. But I think a lot of museums in the Philippines is not allowed to film in the inside, which I understand, because then you're just showcasing what's in there. You pay a fee, you want to see what's in there, so it wouldn't make sense for me to blog and then post it online. And they got a lot of high residential condos out here. This is the bus. I think this bus goes to Makati, and then from there you could take the MRT line in Ayala Station and go to other parts of Metro Manila. So that's a little no-no about BGC. We don't have a train line, but I think in 2028 they're gonna have a subway station around here. The Manila subway, which is gonna go underground, and it should be open in 2028. Made a little mistake. It's not Forbes Circle, it's Burgos Circle. It's been a minute since I've been here, but it's actually more chiller than 5th Avenue. And they got the Sphere and everything, and some nice looking condos out here that I'm gonna show you. Before I cross the street over that side, I wanna show you a little bit of some street art that they got here. There's some condominiums that they got, but they painted like the first level with some colors, so I think it gives it like a nice vibe of the community. And then I like how they got the trees over here. So you can see how nice, well paved the sidewalk is. And then over there in the first floor, they got some restaurants. There's also some condos where people live. I can see myself living around here. And then street art, they got 7-Eleven, Uncle John's, a lot of restaurants, a lot of stuff to do within walking distance. Like I say, this over here really sets an example, not only in the Philippines, but I think in the whole world. Like cities, cities will literally be designed this way for the people and not for the cars. Also over here, they got a rental scooter app. You can rent a scooter and go around BGC area, If you need to go a little bit further, I think they also got like electric bikes, but it's mostly scooters. Or if you have your own bike, you can literally bike around because they got designated bike lanes. Like, it's a city that has it all, you know, for everybody of all walks of life. And tons of restaurants from everything. Whatever you're craving, whether it's Italian food, fast food joints or Filipino joints, you know, they have it out here. This is what I'm talking about. See, you can rent electric bikes. And then over here, they got the e-scooters. This is dope. And that's straight where BGC High Street is. You walk all the way there, and it will take you straight towards Market. There's also another district throughout 9th Avenue, which is called Uptown BGC. And they got a mall. In the nighttime, they got, by Uptown Bonifacio Mall, a fountain, and they literally dance with music and fire. It feels like if you're in Bellagio in Las Vegas, but a little version out here in the Philippines. It's getting windy. I hope it doesn't rain. The weather here is unpredictable, but it's all good because they got a lot of malls, a lot of places where I can shelter up. And then here we got this beautiful, it resembles a sphere, but it's actually gorgeous. I'll show you. And in the Burgos Circle, you can see how they got new buildings over here, you know, nice apartments. And like I said, a lot of foreigners, if they choose to live in Metro Manila, this is one of the areas where they live. Makati and around here, you know, it's pretty walkable. It has literally everything, and it's not even that far if you take a Grab all the way towards the international airport. Gonna walk around this district because they got a couple of restaurants and the nice buildings. And the nighttime is nice because they literally lit up like the entire streets. I've been here, you know, multiple times, but just doing an update and showing you guys what's going on. I'm a little scared because I see a cloud on top of me, so hopefully it doesn't it doesn't pour some rain. Even some of the architecture is reminding me of back home, Puerto Rico, where I'm from. But it makes sense because it's the same type of weather, you know, tropical climate, so it makes sense that they build the buildings in concrete out here. So the condos, and in the first level, they got a couple of restaurants. I think they also have outdoor dining, so I'm just gonna cross the pedestrian area right here. It's like they painted street art in some of these buildings. I don't remember. I'm just gonna show you. It's literally towards my left. Like over here, they got restaurants, but you see how they got a little bit of art in the condos. And then over here, they got restaurants that usually they set up outdoor dining, but I think because of the weather, that it's raining, you don't see much out here. I think it's literally typhoon season, and it keeps going. Makes you kind of feel like if you're in Europe or somewhere else, you know, with outdoor dining like this. And the other side is nice too. Now I'm just gonna walk another side, probably the BGC area, probably High Street, to see what else is going on over there. This area over here is pretty nice. I love it out here, you know, the restaurants. Yeah, this is called Forbes Town. So I was right, Forbes Town, and then over there is the Burgos Circle. So, you know, it's like a district that's literally divided into mini districts. Like they got the Uptown, Bonifacio High Street, and Forbes Town right here. It's kind of a little bit more residential, and then tons of restaurants. But like I say, the best of all that this neighborhood has to offer is that it's literally everything within walking distance. You know, no matter what part of BGC you are, you know, everything is literally walkable within the steps of your apartment. And that's the thing is that, you know, the media back home usually portrays negativity about the Philippines, but just like anywhere else, you know, there's good and bad, but Philippines has a lot of great places. Also, another thing I like about the Philippines is that a lot of these areas and malls, they're pet friendly. So if you have a dog, you can literally bring your dog out here and walk and bring them inside the mall, you know. So it's actually pretty helpful. Like I say, it's a city that's designed for everybody, even your pets. You know, here we got the Shangri-La, the Fort at Manila. There's a couple of Shangri-Las throughout the entire Metro Manila. There's one in Ortigas. I think there's one in Makati too, I could be wrong, but also another thing, like I said in many of my videos, Philippines is very cat friendly. So even in nice areas like this, you're gonna see a lot of cats, but they're well taken care of. You know, people, they feed them, they get them food, and they're well maintained. You could be chilling in a coffee shop, they'll hang out with you if you're into cats. So, like I say, if you love cats, you would really love the Philippines. There's literally cats all over. I used to be more of a dog person, but after coming to the Philippines, I'm starting to love more cats and understand them a little bit better. Like I say, this is the neon light that they build over here. And part of the condos, then this is High Street that will take you all the way entering the borderline of Market. Which Market is a massive mall, and then to the right side of Market is SM Ahora, which is also another modern futuristic mall next to each other. They were over here, they got this. This is probably like the main attraction of the BGC area. Then you see some of these modernized buildings out here. And if you come in the nighttime, they literally lit up all these lights over here. There are some signs there, you know, that says BGC. I tell you, no matter where you go here, there's so much to look at. Think outside, no bots required. Then the restaurants, okay, I hear thunders. That doesn't sound any good at all. And this area ahead is like a mayor plaza, you know, with neon lights. But then it's gonna turn a little bit smaller, the high street area. Then there are some stairs, so like I say, just like back home in New York, you don't need a gym. You can literally just walk around here, go up the stairs and do some exercises out there. So like I say, no excuse. Look how nice this area is. Well maintained, you know, with the trees and everything, and the skyscrapers. The tallest building in this area, and I think it might be one of the tallest buildings in the Philippines, is the Park Hyatt, which is over that way, heading towards Uptown. And it's mostly like, you know, regular stores that you see back in the West, Nike stores, combined with restaurants, you know. Literally this is like the heart of BGC because it connects you from one side of this district to another one. Here you see they got areas where you can kind of like semi-picnic, I guess, recreational activities, you know, so it's not just like a shopping center and a mixed-use area. It's a little bit of everything. And like I say, in the nighttime it's actually even later. Like there's more people out in the nighttime and there's music, there's a lot of cool things going on, so, you know, makes it a pretty desirable neighborhood to live in. This over here is called 9th Avenue. This will take me straight towards Uptown. The thing is, it's getting windy. There's a dark, nasty cloud over there, so hopefully it doesn't rain. But the good thing about BGC, they got like ceilings, so if that happens, I'm just gonna have to shelter under the ceiling until the rain goes out. Because the rain over here, like when it rains, it literally pours outside like pretty hard. Like I said, no matter where you try to go, it's literally like walkable. So a couple of blocks down and it should be Uptown Bonifacio. And talking about cats, here's one over here. Hey cat, chilling. Looks like it's in protective mode, so I'll leave you alone, all right, buddy? And then you can see, how nice the sidewalks are over here. Yeah, you can't get enough of this neighborhood. I could come here every day and never get bored. But like I said to my previous videos, all the foreigners that want to come out here, you know, make sure you explore other parts of the Philippines. And if you're in Manila, also explore it. Don't just focus in the BGC area. It's over 7,000 islands for you to explore, you know. The province, it got beach, mountains, natures, small towns with nice cultural things, you know. A lot of diversity happening over here, so it has a lot to offer. Here they got a local park. Pretty nice and pretty modern. With the skyscrapers, and the streets are literally labeled also in order, like 31st Street, 9th Avenue, like the grid is like in order. So it's pretty easy for you to get around. You know, if you're not familiar with the area, you just say, hey, I want to go to 9th Avenue and 30th Street or 31st Street, so you know where to go. Here they got some parkings, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll develop it into skyscrapers. I'm just walking towards the other side. Over here, as you can see, beautiful condos that they got going on over here. And they got really great amenities. And this is like a empty lot. I'm pretty sure maybe they will build something over here. And then this is the Park Hyatt building, the tallest building in this area over here. So I think it might be a residence and maybe a combined with hotel, I'm not sure. But they're doing a good job to maintain it. They're cutting the grass, you know, and let's see. Maybe in the future we'll know if they're gonna do anything with this lot over here. It's pretty awesome. So within maybe 2 more blocks, I should be near Uptown BGC Mall. And then there's a Japanese mall in 8th Avenue. Not gonna go inside, but I'll show you like the outside of it. And then we wrap up the video out here. Well, here's the other attraction. Here's like a pedestrian sidewalk that connects it to another side. I think they do a little mini market, and we got people dancing TikToks over here. And then here we are entering the district of Uptown area, which, you know, it got pretty nice, well-paved sidewalks over here, nice modern buildings. Then the main attraction is the mall right here, uptown Bonifacio, where you got the fountain. But in the daytime, I think it's just a regular fountain. In the nighttime, they play music and it be dancing with the music, you know, the fountain. Here you see some nice residential tall skyscrapers and well-paved sidewalks. And it's not hot, but it's humid. Like I can feel a little bit of the sweat over here. But that's pretty common when you're out here in the tropics. Yeah, this is Mega World Uptown. Like I promise you, if you come in the nighttime, it's actually nicer. And then this building has like some plants in the middle of the floor. And then over here, still nice in the daytime too, you know. The fountain, you can rent your scooters or bike out here. Let me see if I get a close-up by the fountain area. Or maybe I cannot trespass over here, but I can show you guys from a distance. Yeah, here you can have an idea what it looks like. This is it right here, the fountain. Oh, pretty beautiful, right? This is one of my favorite areas of BGC, this district over here, because I like how wide the sidewalks are, the buildings, the modernism. And, you know, the turn that they got restaurant. They got a nightclub around here. This is what you get, you know, the sidewalk. Much nicer than any American city. And also, one thing I forgot to mention, it's super safe out here. And clean, you don't see homeless, it doesn't smell like urine or anything like that, you know. It's a highly secured city that they built out here. And in the nighttime, like I said, it's nicer because there's these lights over here, they lit it up. So it's literally like a vibe over here. And this over here used to be one of the nightclubs that they got. And I like this building here, Uptown Palazzo. Kind of gives you a semi-vibe of Vegas or Atlantic City with the tall high-rise condos in the top. Block ahead of me, I'm gonna cross the street and show you a little bit of the other area where they got the Japanese mall. Even from a distance, the trees are blocking it, but you can see another central business district, which is Ortigas. Then Guadalupe is around here, and then at the end where those buildings are, that's Rockwell, which is a section in Makati. Here's the Japanese mall, Mitsukoshi. So it's like a mall with a lot of Japanese joints. Then they got a food court in the first level over here. And then of course, you know, the buildings are super, super tall. So they really did a good job. You know, this is gonna be me crossing the street. But in the inside, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice and modern. Here, the sidewalk, you can see how nice it is. Pretty wide, you know. I'm not sure this is like a mall. I've never been in the inside. There are people just chilling out here. But like I say, this neighborhood never stops to amaze me, and it's actually super walkable. So it is windy out here, but a good thing, it holds up with the heat. If you come here in April, that's when the summer kicks pretty hard out here in the Philippines. Then Park Hyatt should be a block ahead of me. I can see it from right here. So I'm probably gonna pass by in the front, because I don't think I ever passed by the front area of the building. So even here they have the Uptown Ritz. I'm not sure if it's connected with the Ritz-Carlton. Could be, but most of the buildings that they have here are mostly residential buildings, including the Hyatt. Seems like it's raining over Ortigas. Am I gonna make it over this way? I gotta head over Watson's. They're renovating over here. Then I wanna show you the front area of the Grand Hyatt. Also, literally all of this. I think it's the entire length of the building. Even the lobby looks pretty nice. And this is the Grand Hyatt, you know. I remember when I saw renderings of they were gonna build this tall building over here. I think I've seen it in a couple of bloggers, they film in the inside, and it's actually pretty gorgeous. And over there it says Grand Hyatt, so it literally takes this entire block. Very curious to see the inside of the building. One day, eventually, maybe, maybe if they can, maybe one day, eventually I'll go inside and take a look, or we serve a room in there and see what are the vibes, you know. Once again, it's been an awesome evening out here in BGC. I got a lot of exploring to do, and I'm gonna be flying to another country for a few days, but I'm coming back to the Philippines just to see what else is out there, a new country that I've never been, so stay tuned for that. But I think this is gonna be a perfect spot for me to wrap up my video. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there. Everybody, God bless y'all. And peace.